the nation's favourite antiques experts, with £200 each.
I like.
A classic car and a goal to scar Britain for antiques. The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction, but it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
Fine.
So, will it be the high road to glory or a slow road to disaster?
Pull out the ignition!
This is the Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Welcome to a brand new caper in the company of veteran road tripper Philip Serrell and greenhorn Arusha Irvine. Hello.
You can call me Rue.
Rue, that's in Kanga.
Yeah, exactly.
Rue is a dealer from Scotland with a special fondness for glass and all things Art Deco. Not that she doesn't know a fair bit about militaria, mind.
Is that a bubble sextant navigator?
You betcha.
Are you any good at this buying and selling market?
I've got a really good eye for what people like. Yeah.
It's just what I wanted to hear.
Phil requires little introduction, although we'll do it anyway.
Do you know what that is? Shorthand typist.
Comedian. An auctioneer with an enduring fascination for Royal Worcester porcelain, which is also where he lives, and quite close to where they're starting out today. So, is that fair or what?
If I have got an advantage, I think it might be because this is kind of my home patch.
It is.
So I've no doubt that we're going to go to some dealers I probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but will they like him? We'll soon see.
He's never sold us anything cheap, so why should we sell him anything cheap?
That's true. Our pair set out with £200 apiece and a fine 1976 Triumph Stag.
So what should we call her? Him? Well, is it him or a her?
I think him.
Him.
How about Rudolph?
I like that. Stag, dear.
Rudolph,
I like
Stag,
that.
yeah.
Well, he has a very shiny nose. After kicking off in Herefordshire at Brimfield, Rue and Phil will be plotting a course up through the Midlands towards Yorkshire, taking in a southeast London auction as you do, and then heading west out through the Cotswolds, before arriving 33 miles south of their starting point at Newent in Gloucestershire. Today, we'll be making for a Worcestershire auction at Middle Littleton, but beginning in the aforementioned village of Brimfield.
Here we are.
This is it.
Uh-huh.
The road trip starts here.
Wish me like my very first shop.
One small step for womankind.
Don't get those boots dirty.
I'll try.
Bye now.
Bet no one said that to Neil Armstrong, but he didn't look like her.
Hi, I'm Rue.
Hi, nice to meet you, Rue.
Nice to meet you. You are?
Stacey.
Nice to meet you, Stacey. What a wonderful shop you've got.
Thank you, we tried.
Looks like Rue might have landed on her feet in here.
Ooh,
Not that this malarkey is ever exactly easy.
the pressure is on because being with the Serrell, he's been doing it for years, and he can walk into a place like this, and within 5 minutes, I'll have that, and that.
Well, he has been doing this for a while now, so keep calm. Find something you like.
So this is so evocative of Art Nouveau, one of my favourite styles, and it has that almost slightly Macintosh style here. Now, this is, and it's WMF, which I wouldn't even try and say in German.
Württembergisch Metalwarenfabrik, kind of.
WMF was a German manufacturer, did a lot of silver around about the time of Art Nouveau, and they were one of the biggest makers, and their work is very collectible. One to think about at the right price.
Wise decision. Mr. Serrell, meanwhile, is en route to his umpteenth road trip retail experience, and taking nought for granted. Come on, Grumpy.
I think Rue is going to be a really, really steely competitor. I mean, after all, she's a dealer. She sells things for a profit.
Well, we could definitely do with a bit more of that. Phil's off to the market town of Leinster, and he knows the way.
If you live in the country, everybody knows everybody. And I know these people. Hello, Phil. How are you?
He does too.
Good to see you again.
Meet Andrew and Steph.
My very favourite antique centre this is. Keep your fingers crossed for me.
Plenty of choice here as well. 12,500 square feet of it.
I think this is so cool. Look, this is called, for obvious reasons, a cat. Because however you put it down, it lands on its feet. And what do you do with a cat? That's what you do with a cat. There you are. Isn't that? That's a 19th century trivet. Turned out of wood. Cool thing. But yesterday's taste. And sad to say, who wants a cat today?
The cat goes back. Meanwhile, back in Brimfield, things are definitely looking up.
Here we've actually got Art Nouveau era sconces, which is what would have been sort of screwed to the wall. They would have actually put the oil lamps in there.
Let's talk brass with Stacey.
So what could that be? I mean, you've got 45 on there.
I'll go 20 on those to give you a chance.
Would you do 15?
80.
17?
Go on then.
Good,
Brilliant.
thank you. Brilliant, I'm glad with that. So my very first buy.
Well done.
Congrats to you as well.
Thank you.
You're going to go down in history.
Yeah, just remember where you were. Now, is she on a roll? What's next?
This is a pair of silver-rimmed etched glass vases, 1918. So you're looking at the end of the Art Nouveau era. But what's sweet, it's got this little delicate style of etching which you got in so many drinking glasses of that time, and I've never seen it on a vase. They are silver-rimmed, hallmark there as well. I do like these, and if I can get this for a good deal, I could be in. Young man?
The ticket price is £35.
These two have caught my attention, and I love glass. I love glass. Usually glass is a lot older than this, but it's really nice. I haven't seen this kind of etching on a vase before. Usually you see it on the tiny little sherry glasses. I'm not 100% sure. So they would have to be a pretty spectacular price. 18? That takes us to around 35. That takes us to around 35.
Let's stick with that.
Yeah?
That sounds good to me.
We're doing all right, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing okay.
Okay, 18 sold.
She's taking to this like she does it for a living.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
But how's our auctioneer faring? In Leominster?
Andrew, there we go, look.
You found something, Phil?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a quick look at it. Can I grab a few things out?
You help yourself?
See, I love that. That is a finger carrot, made out of boxwood. And this will unscrew there, like that. And it will also unscrew there, like that. And you fill that with talcum powder. And what you do is, having filled it with talcum powder, the lady at the house in about 1895 would have, with the talcum powder, shaken that down the finger of the glove. And it just meant that she could pull the glove on a little bit easier. That's in the 40s. Can we do something on price on that, do you think?
I'm sure we can help you there somewhere.
I love that as well, which is it's just a butter pat, isn't it? And I love the colour of that, because you can almost feel the glow of that. And people talk about patina. Well, all patina is, just look at my fingers now and my thumbs, see what I'm doing with the pat. And all patina is, it's the muck and grime and grease on your hands. And as you keep doing that all the time, it's polishing it, and it gives it just that wonderful glow. How sad is that, to get worked up over a blooming old butter pat?
Not terribly sad. The ticket price for those two is £76. That's serious.
Well, Andrew, what I'd like to do is, I think I'm going to try and have a deal with you on these two, but I would like to buy one other thing while I'm here. Can I have a quick whiz round and see if I
Sure,
can
something in
find
particular?
No idea, but I'll know it when I see it.
Going Dutch?
It's on a marble base, there you go.
So, this is marble, this is bronze, and it's a little Dutch boy, and he is probably late 19th century, Art Nouveau period, possibly. I quite like him.
The ticket price is £95.
Bettina's nice.
Is she? Sorry, thanks.
Laugh at your own jokes.
I'm going to cover the price tag up in the hope that you won't remember what they cost. Do you want a one-off hit?
As long as you're gentle.
Well, I'm thinking of 70 quid for the three.
Right.
I was hoping you wouldn't see the prices.
Yeah. Unfortunately, life's not like that, is it?
Go on then.
Nearly there, 85.
If I went 20, and then I went 40, right, and then I went 60, and then because I ain't got a fiver, you see.
We've got lots of change, don't worry, we've got lots of change.
Because would that be all right?
Just, yeah, go on then.
You're a gentleman. Thank you, Andrew. You're a star.
So those will make a wood lot and a bronze one. £40 each. But while Phil makes himself scarce, we're staying in Leominster. Now, take a close look at the clock, where there's a hint at one of the more notorious incidents from the town's past. Rue's headed to the Priory to find out more.
Hi, I'm Rue. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Karen. Welcome to Leominster Priory.
Thank you so much. Show me the way.
Come on through.
What an amazing building.
It's beautiful.
Tucked away amongst the more traditional trappings of the 12th century Norman church is this massive wooden instrument of torture, a ducking stool, a medieval punishment which somehow survived into the early 19th century with a local resident in this very seat.
So what can you tell me about Jenny Pipes?
She's famous for being the last woman in England ducked for being a scold, and that happened right here in Leominster.
Right here. So what else do we know about her?
Well, Jenny Pipes is more commonly known as Jane Corran. She was married to a man called John Corran. Unfortunately, she didn't have a really happy marriage. It's recorded that in 1809, she was found guilty of being a scold. The scold is the old-fashioned name of a nagging wife. Found guilty of that by the magistrates and sentenced to ducking.
That's pretty harsh for being a nagging wife, or telling your husband to pick his shoes off the floor.
Absolutely, it's a good job times have changed, really.
We laugh about it, but at the time it was very serious.
Very, very serious.
So this is it?
Absolutely. This is the actual ducking stool that Jenny Pipes was ducked in.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So how would it work?
Well, what would happen is the person who'd been sentenced and found guilty would be stripped, strapped to the ducking stool,
It's humiliating.
and then pushed around the town in front of all their friends and relatives, and then taken en masse with a baying crowd down to the river itself.
So can I touch it?
Absolutely, please feel free.
So this would be, what, 200 years
Well,
old?
yeah, I mean, Jenny Pipes was ducked just over 200 years ago, so it's actually older than that.
I have to touch the seat. I have to. I'm just imagining that she sat in this and the fear.
How terrifying.
It's actually giving me goosebumps.
Oh, I'll give you more than that. It was Jenny's brave reaction to her ordeal that has made her something of a local heroine.
She was a feisty woman, and actually she's famous for coming out of the water and then continuing to hurl a torrent of abuse at the crowd and at the magistrate.
So she was defiant.
Very defiant, at which point the magistrate decided he was probably better off just to stop it there.
No one knows exactly where the Leominster duckings took place, although judging by the triviality of the offences, there must have been quite a few of them.
The ducking stool could have been used as a punishment for various people. Sometimes what were seen as crooked tradespeople, like brewers or bakers who were seen as diddling the public, would have been sentenced to ducking as well.
So it wasn't just the women that were ducked, it was the men as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's also worth mentioning that the Kenwater River is looking a lot more salubrious than it would have done back in 1809.
You wouldn't just be ducked in, as you see now, water. You'd be ducked in what was the town's open sewer.
So literally everyone's
Yes.
doings.
Absolutely. Everybody's doings straight into the river from the streets, and that's what you'd be ducked in.
As a champion of free speech and a bit of a feminist icon, Jenny Pipes even has an all-female Morris dancing troupe named in her honour. This is her tune. Yep, that's our Karen at the end, look. He loves hopping. So, from Morris to Triumph. Well, it's been a long day.
What particular clan are purple suede boots? Is that clan? That's not Clan Irvine, is it?
That's Clan Scooby-Doo.
Yikes! 99. Next day, Rue may be new, but she's definitely au fait with the rules.
Just tell me what you bought yesterday. Go on, tell me.
I can't tell you. I can't.
You can't.
You're just gonna have to find out.
No one will know.
No?
Well, between you and I, she bought some silver-rimmed glass vases and a pair of brass wall sconces.
I'm glad with that. So my very first buy.
And so, still has £160 left over. Whilst Phil plumped for a finger carrot, a buttermould and a bronze Dutch boy, as you do.
Patina's nice.
Is she? Sorry, guys.
Leaving £120 for whatever might take his fancy today.
As road trips go, thus far, this hasn't been too onerous a trip, really, because I haven't travelled very far. At the minute, I'm about 3.5 miles from home.
I'm about to get much closer, because our next stop is in the city of Worcester. Such a nice place that Phil, it seems, can't stay away. Perhaps he forgot to put the cat out.
Right.
You have a good day, Mr.
Yeah,
Serrell.
you too, lovely.
Break a leg.
Have a blast.
Bye.
Bye.
So while Phil renews old acquaintances,
Hello.
Rue's off to the shop and thinking big.
I'm hoping to spend most of my £200 because at the end of the day, if you play it too safe, there's no fun in that.
She's right, none whatsoever.
And I have a feeling that that's what Phil might do. So it may as well be a level playing field.
Our would-be big spenders heading east to Warwickshire and the town of Ulster. Founded by the Romans around 47 AD. I wonder if they had antique shops back then.
What an amazing shop. Just to let you know the kind of things I love. I love Georgian glass and Victorian jewellery.
We've got a nice glass section just over there.
Do you?
Yeah.
That might be the first place to start.
Good suggestion, Spencer. He's a man of his word, it seems, too.
Often when you come to glass section, you'll find sort of Victorian modern glass or reproduction. But there is some genuine Georgian glass in here, so I'm excited.
Well, hang on to your bunnet, then.
I've managed to find this out the back. And that's a nice piece of heavy Georgian glass.
Yes, that is lovely. That's got all the signs. That has got a slight amber tint to it. It's got the Ponto mark there at the bottom. Quite nicely polished, but it's what I love about it here. You've got the collar and this heavy ball knop, which was a sign of mid-Georgian glass, mid-1700s.
Yeah.
Is this one glass you have here?
That is the one glass, yeah.
Okay. And that's got genuine wear along the bottom, and also air bubbles. You know, it's got quite a few imperfections. The rim, looking at it now, you can see it's not even, and you can even see the wear around the rim. That's 250 years of people drinking from this glass. That's 250 years of people celebrating, drowning their sorrows. What are they thinking when they raise this glass? Are they doing needlework by candlelight? Are they writing a letter to their loved one? There's so many stories that this glass could tell. This makes me very happy.
No, that's good.
I would say this is about 1740, 1750. So what price do you have on this?
I think we could do £50 on that.
Okay. I tell you what, you keep this aside for me.
Yep.
Do not break it.
I'll try not to.
That's a definite potential.
All right, brilliant.
Thanks, Spencer.
It's all looking good for our novice. What's the next move, then?
What I'm looking for now is something quite quirky. My first two items were pretty, slightly safe. Georgian glass should do well. I want something that's a bit fun, so I need to look for something like that.
That certainly seems to do the trick.
Am I looking cool?
There's really quite a lot that fits the quirky bill in here. But young Spencer's on his marks again.
That is a triple champagne ice bucket.
I like this.
It's £225, mind.
Ah.
And you've got just 165.
We'd be able to do a good deal on that for you.
I've never seen a 3-bottle champagne bucket before.
It really is a bit of decadence.
It's sort of Art Nouveau on the cusp of Art Deco, really. When I asked you if you've got anything really cool and quirky, I wasn't expecting you to step up to the plate that much.
Full marks. Now, time to pop the question, so to speak.
So my top two items are the Georgian glass
Yep.
and the bucket,
Okay.
right? So first road trip, I'm really hoping to have a chance against Phil. What kind of price would you think?
For the two, I could probably do 175.
Aye. Could you do 150? And I would take both off your hands.
150.
150?
160.
155?
Yeah, you got it.
And that's me holding my breath.
She's really sticking to the plan, even if it means funds are running low for her last shop.
Excellent.
What I'm left with.
Oh,
Yeah, with £40 splashed on the glass and 115 on the bucket. Now we got a bucket in a bucket seat. And while Rue's been busy finding a more bubbly travelling companion, Phil's been in Worcester. You know the town that's famous for its porcelain? Well, Phil only happens to be a trustee of the museum's friends. You might have expected that.
How are you, Philip? All right.
Nice to
Lovely
see you.
Yeah, you too. Well, you know, this place, every time I come here, it's magical for me. So let's go and share the magic. Share the magic.
Since 2009, Royal Worcester has been made by Portmeirion in the Potteries, but the museum, located on the site of the old factory, houses the largest collection in the world, with over 10,000 pieces, including the very oldest.
So, here it is.
The Wigornia cream boat.
Absolutely. As far as we know, the very first piece of Worcester porcelain made in 1751.
That's just fantastic, isn't it?
The oriental design on this little cream jug and the other early products from the factory illustrate the debt that all European manufacturers owed to the Far Eastern inventors of porcelain. But the single most important figure in bringing it to Worcester was undoubtedly Dr. John Wall, a local medic and entrepreneur.
Everybody was trying to make pots everywhere, but Dr. Wall made this sort of, if you like, boiling-proof pot, so it didn't break.
We know he was a chemist first and foremost, and that he was really interested in analysing how things were made.
He wasn't at all a potter, was he? He was a businessman.
Absolutely. He was a medical doctor first and foremost, and then really he started coming up with all kinds of different...
The water cure?
Absolutely.
Dr. Wall set up practice in the city shortly after moving here in 1740, and then made his fortune promoting the health benefits of the local Malvern water, before devising a secret formula for heat-resistant porcelain. Gosh, he was busy.
We know that he'd found this special ingredient that comes from Cornwall, soapy rock, which really was unique at this point, that made very special properties of the finished porcelain, and that was really the secret that he was trying to protect. And so these are a set of the deeds that then he set up in order to be able to make a success of the business. And you can see that it includes a lot of information about the security and making sure that the secret recipe was kept completely secret. And in fact, there was a fine of £4,000 for anybody that disclosed the recipe to anybody else.
That's a fortune.
Over $750,000, actually. Worcester porcelain was an almost immediate success, with the company collecting a royal warrant in 1788 and going from strength to strength during the 19th century.
Here's one of the real showstoppers from the collection. Isn't it astonishing? So this was made for the 1893 exhibition in Chicago, so they were really showing off their most important skills. And this was supposedly took a whole year to make. This artist, George Owen, who perfected this technique of making little holes across the whole piece. Supposedly, this technique has been lost in the mist of time, and that actually nobody's been able to create it quite the same way that he was able to do it.
It's like a piece of lace that's been frozen in time.
No doubt inspired by such masterpieces, our enthusiast is keen to acquire some technical know-how from Royal Worcester maestro Avril Pulley.
You used to work here, didn't you?
I did, yes.
So what did you do, Avril?
I used to be a flower maker.
I'd never have guessed.
Settle, Petal.
First of all, I'm going to show you how to make a pulled flower. Now, we make a little incision like this. And then you get a pair of nice sharp scissors, and we're going to cut 5 individual petals. Right, now with your finger and thumb, you're going to just press it and just shape it just a little bit, like that.
I'll tell you what, Avril, this is a work of art.
And then with a cocktail stick, each one is rolled on your finger, like this.
Look at this, Avril. Just honestly, I've taken to this like a duck to water.
And then in the throat, little markings like this. When they're coloured up, you will see these markings better. And here's one for you to see.
Avril, I got to tell you, I can't see the skill in that, because I don't think anybody would notice the difference between the one that you've made and the one that I've made.
No, I can quite agree.
Do you know what? Oh, well.
Would you like to just see a rose?
You've just ruined it. You're just jealous, you are.
Oh, Dawdy. But while Phil's been indulging, Rue's motored on, taking her route back into Worcestershire and the hamlet of Blackminster. With just that £10 in her purse. Nice place, too. So there may well be a few regrets. I think it's time to talk budget with the proprietor.
It's pretty low, Ian.
Is it? Are we talking 10s, 50s?
We're definitely looking at double figures.
Okay.
So low double figures. 10.
£10. Okay.
£10.
Now we know.
Ian took that well, I thought.
Do you like any of this? Because there is movement in some of this. The vestas are silver.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got enclosed there, we've got an open one there.
Okay.
They're the all marked.
And these could potentially be...
Yeah.
Possibly?
Yeah, basically, some of this stuff, I bought it as a job lot.
Yes.
So I can afford to be just that little bit more flexible on some of it.
Yep.
So that one you could have that one for a tenner.
Okay.
That one could be £10.
Okay. I have to say, Ian, you are being very helpful.
I know. I'm doing my best here.
For a ticket price of £32 each, he certainly is.
Could I put these two to the side?
For sure. Yeah.
And then consult Rue,
Okay.
because she gives good advice.
Does she?
She does.
You always listen to her.
Well, not as often as I should.
Wise.
Just in time, too. Because Phil's here,
Should we go and sniff a profit? Come on then.
and he's brought a friend. He also has a much more respectable £120 still available.
Daffy.
Just as long as Daphne doesn't spend a penny on that settee.
Daff.
So, while Rue ponders her vestas, there's two doggies in the window.
I think those are cool. How old are they?
Well, I've had them since the mid-80s, and they got a few years on them then, so...
So they're Elizabethan, aren't they?
Thanks.
And they're trying to be like Chinese temple dogs, aren't they? Buddhistic dogs.
Definitely Eastern, aren't they? 'Cause
Can I pop outside and have a look?
Please, yeah.
You see, there's a bit of damage to the front here. Do you know what this business now is not so much about walnut loo tables and all the rest of it. It's about decorative items. And I think those are decorative items.
Well, let's just hope Ian's sick of them then, because the ticket price is £375. Aye, aye. The bonnet's back. There's a plan afoot.
I have another offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that full?
No, this is empty.
Ah.
One of the big risk items I bought was a 3-bottle champagne bucket holder.
Okay.
Very Art Deco in style.
Nice.
But you can't instantly tell that that's what it is. And this would be a perfect display to put in there. So if I could have this for 1 and that for 9.
1 and 9. And you've got a deal.
Thank you so much.
You're
Ian.
very
It was
welcome.
a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
I'll take these and run.
Well, she promised to spend the lot, which just leaves our Phil still sniffing.
Have a little scout
Let
round.
me have a look in your cabinet.
Fill your boots.
That does seem to be the place for bargains.
Right, let's have a look. Oh, I like that. Is that a little Vesta case?
Pencil sharpener.
Pencil sharpener.
Yeah. Lovely quality.
German, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, it says Germany on the bottom.
Listen, there's one expert on this programme, mate. You're
I'll leave you to it there.
I don't know who he is. I like that.
That's quality. Good weight, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been gilded, hasn't it? It's just sort
just
of
wearing slightly. But nice on a gentleman's desk or lady's desk even.
just a fun thing.
Yeah.
Let's put that there. Okay, because I think that's a definite possibility.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, look at the little dog.
You're a doggy man.
I love my dogs.
Lovely quality.
It is. Is it off something or?
I don't know. You know, that came from the same place as the top
I
hat.
don't think that is German. Do you know why?
Because it hasn't got Germany on the
You're
bottom.
absolutely right. I'm going to put that down there.
Yeah. Good quality brass.
Okay.
What's next? Boot? Racing car? Time for the fun and games to start.
I'd like to give you £120 for the pencil sharpener, the little doggy, and the lions.
Or dogs.
Okay.
I haven't got any more.
That is it.
Oh, well, let me just count up how much is in my little pocket. I'm pretty sure that's every last single solitary penny. 4, 6, 8, 10, £1,220. If you say no, that's absolutely fine, and I shall go and find something else because I'm going to spend my money with you come hell or high water.
Okay.
But I'd like to buy those.
I'll do it.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very
I'm really, really pleased with those. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
So that's £100 for the big beasts and £10 each for the little doggy in the hat.
Bye.
Bye. They just can't help but get excited about their first auction in the Vale of Evesham.
What is the Vale of Evesham famous for?
Sheep.
Sheep. Try asparagus.
Is it?
Tasty with butter. Now time for some shut-eye. Welcome to Middle Littleton. Yes, there's a North and a South Littleton too. Loads of Littleton.
What a beautiful day for
Are you
us.
excited about this?
Really excited.
Your first road trip?
First auction, I know.
Yeah.
Who knows how it's going to go?
Mind the step. After beginning back in Brimfield, our two trippers have mostly headed east and south towards this Worcestershire village, home of Middle Littleton Auctions, esteemed sale room of the Homer family, gavel bashers since the 1980s. Phil spent every penny of his £200 on 5 auction lots. For her first road trip, Arusha has spent the lot on 5 lots. So, what do we think?
One thing I do know about Rue is that she knows her glass. This is an English rummer, Lake Georgian, cost her £40. I think it's a really cool thing.
This is an absolute winner. And so it's a bronze velour Dutch boy, which I think looks a lot like Phil Serrell. It's got a nice little smile, a little tum-tum.
There could be a tiny little profit in that. I just hope she's not toasting too much success at the end of the day.
This one worries me. I think out of those items, this has to make money.
What about the more impartial thoughts of auctioneer Ben Homer?
My favourite piece is the champagne bucket. I think it's because I enjoy champagne. For me, the wooden spoon of the auction is probably the pencil sharpener. I think you'd be lucky if you could make £15 on that.
Go!
Right, there we go.
Here we go.
Blimey.
All will be revealed very soon, won't it?
Full house, isn't it?
It is.
Starting off with Rue's silver matchbox holder. Striker light.
Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go.
10 bid, thank you. 12, 15, 17, 20, 22. At £22 in the middle of the room. 25 new bidder. At 27, 30, 32. At £32 we all in. Fair warned at £32.
What an illuminating start.
That's a tiny little profit, isn't it?
That is. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Next, we have Phil's little brass pooch from the very same cabinet.
I'd like £10 to start me on this one, please. 10 bid there. 12 there. 15, 17 on the net. 20 room. 22 on the internet. 25. 25 in the room. 27 there. 30 there. 32 here.
That's
35.
really, isn't it?
35 at the back. 37 new bidder at £37 at the back. 40 she's back here. 45 at the back. 50 on the internet. At £50 on the internet.
Frankly, I'm staggered.
At £50, 55 anywhere, going once.
Staggered.
Going twice. Sold 50.
Given Phil's doggy mania, he was a no-brainer.
I'm really pleased with it. Really, really pleased.
Time for Rue's Georgian rummer.
I got commission bids, and I am straight in at £17.
I was thinking he might have done 70, I thought he said.
25 behind you, I'm at 27 here, comes back to me at 30. 32, 35 takes me out at £35, 37 behind you, 40 here, at 40 here. Do you want 45, sir? 45 behind you. At £50 in the room. £50, we all in, fair warned at £50.
It's a little bit of a profit.
Quite. Glass half full, I'd say.
I love my Georgian glass.
in the room.
What did it do so well?
Now, you've heard of Cadney and Lacey, but Phil's got finger carrot and butter pat.
I've got commission bids, and I'm in at £15. Bids with me at £15. 17 in the room there, comes back to me at 18.
Did you spend in there?
20 here, 22 on the internet.
I paid £40 for it.
27,
It's inching up though.
that's 27 in the room.
They do it more than an
30,
inch.
32, 35, 37. That's £37 in the room. Are we all in
Losing
fair
money.
one? £37.
Ouch.
I've got commission
That's
bids, and I'm
disappointing.
straight-
Yeah, he was very fond of those two.
Like, could have went worse.
It could have went worse. It could have went worse.
Wise words. More top brass now. Rue's sconces.
20 bid, thank you. At £20. 22 in the room.
Going into
25 on the internet. 27 new bidder over there. 30 down here. At £30 in the room. At £30. You want 32? At £30 down here. Going once. Going twice. Sold 30.
Well done, you.
Thank you, thank you.
She's definitely got the hang of this.
I really done okay with those because I tell you, I didn't have that much confidence that they would do well.
Rue thinks this little chap will do well too. And not just because he resembles a young Phil.
20 bid, thank you. 20 in the room. Looking for 22 now. 22 on the net. 25 room. 27 net. 30 room. At just £30. 32 new bidder.
You're
35.
making money.
37, 40, at £40 in the room, 45 if you want that, at 50 on the internet. Are we all in? Fair warned at £50.
I thought he was quite sweet at 50 quid.
Yeah, he's definitely earned his keep.
Emotionally drained.
More Arusha glass now, her second buy of the road trip.
I've got commission bids and I'm straight in at £18 on these. 20 takes me out. At £20 in the room, 22, 25, 27, at £27 in the room. 30 here, 32, 35, 37 here, 40, 45.
You're absolutely rock on. They've made jolly good money.
45
One more, one more.
50 anywhere. Are we all in? Fair warn at £45. He's back in at 50. At 50 in the room, Neil. 55 down here. At 55. 60 if you want internet. At £55, are we all done? Fair warned at 55.
Crikey, 4 lots, no losses. Better than Phil.
It's well done, you.
Thank you.
I say you should be.
This programme has been brought to you by a certain well-known alloy of copper and zinc,
Known as brass, which is what Phil's pencil sharpener is made of.
10 bit, thank you. 12.
Full hands.
15. 17. 20. 22. 25.
Don't do more than
At
32.
£25 in the room. 27 on the internet. 30 in the room. 32 on the internet. 35 in the room. 37. £40 in the room. At £40, we all in. Fair warning, £40.
Good job.
Yeah, that's right.
Well
isn't it?
done.
That's
You
right.
had a great profit.
Don't let it go to your head, Phil.
You're on fire today.
Time for their big ticket items now. First up, Rue's champagne bucket, costing £115, plus the empty bottle for £1.
£65. Bids with me at £65. 70 comes back to me at 75. 80 takes me out. At £80 there. 85. 90. 95. At £95 at the back of the room. 100 on the internet now. And 110 in the room. 110 in the room. 120 if you want that. 120 on the
Well
internet.
done.
130 at the back. At 130 in the room. 140. 150.
Well done, well done, well done.
160, 170, 180, 190. At 190 at the back of the room, looking for 200 now. At £190. Are we all in then? Fair warned at £190. He's back in at 120, at 200. At 200. No, you're out at £200. At 200. Are we all in then? Fair warned at £200.
Well done, you.
Thank
well
you.
done, you.
Hey, that huge profit puts our debutant way out ahead, with just Phil's big beasts to come.
I'm very nervous.
I can take a nice big deep
17
breath
down
now.
here.
Cry havoc. They're off the leash.
I've got commission bids and I'm straight in £100 on these folks. Bids with me at £100. 110, 120. 130 takes me out. At 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260,
That helps, doesn't it?
270,
I think I
280.
might need to start buying some
At £280 in the room, looking for 290 now. 290 on the internet. 300 back in the room. At 300 in the room, looking for 320. 320 on the net. 340 room. At 360 on the net. 380 in the room.
I've lost my
At
puff.
380 in the room. 400 on the net now. At 420 in the room. 420 in the room. 440 on the net now.
Dinner just got to be on me.
460 you want. 480 on the net. At 480 on the internet. I'm going to call it then, folks. Going once. Going twice. Sold 480.
Well done. That was amazing. I'm not jealous at all.
Well, I am. Quite a coup, Phil.
We better wander outside, hadn't we?
I think I'm going to need a scone.
Sure, I'll buy you a scone.
Rue started out with £200, and after costs, she produced a fine profit of £100 and 94 pence. So she has £300 and 94p to spend next time. While Phil, who also began with 200, made, after costs, an even bigger profit of £338 and 74 pence. So he's today's winner with £538 and 74p in his ample wallet. Cheer up!
Well, that went well, didn't it? I think we both made a profit.
I think we did a great job. Well done, you and the Lions.
Arr. Next time on Antiques Road Trip, our rookie's learning fast.
I gotta tell you, I was so proud of you.
Thank you. So am I still in the dark horse now, or have I come out of the stables?
Bolted, I'd say.
Tight squeeze. I like.
While Phil's heading for his second childhood.
Oh, very lovely.